So some of the conclusions that we're seeing around the reshaped world of work. First of all, the post-pandemic changes are here to stay. Whether we like it or not, economically, we operate differently. Here in the US, we have stubborn unemployment in the threes. We have high inflation that's coming down. But the old economic models that we're looking at, and everyone's scratching their head around labor economists and the jobs market, has changed. The workplace has obviously changed, and not just return to office, but every aspect of worker preferences have changed. Societally, we've changed. People are much more comfortable talking about social issues. Firms have to take positions on social issues. So whether we like it or not, the post-pandemic changes are here to stay in a number of different examples. One of those is also around trust. Business leaders and businesses in general have to think about building trust with their stakeholders, whether they be their regulators, their customers, their employees, their future employees, inspiring them and engaging them. I'd like to talk about the final point now about execution and risk-taking. So in our CEO survey, what's really interesting is firms are obviously looking to cut costs. You have to cut costs today in today's environment, and you've seen that with, and some of those costs are going to be headcount, and some of those are going to be other areas. So firms are looking for ways to drive cost enhancement through automation, through looking at different ways of their ecosystem where they can outsource work, and also looking to reduce workforce. But what's interesting in our data is they're not looking to reduce workforce to the numbers that we've seen historically. 60% of them are actually saying they're not looking to reduce workforce. And so they're looking at other cost levels. So important as firms think about their growth agenda and how they take out costs responsibly. For those businesses that can, and especially those businesses that are more product focused and less service focused, where labor's less of an input, thinking about all the other levers you can to drive out costs is going to be an important part of survival. Right now, businesses have to survive in the next 1 to 2 years so that they can thrive to actually deliver on, their growth agenda. And this dual prong attack of delivering on the short term so you can invest and prepare for the long term is going to be critical. And so what does that mean? To bring it back to a number of people in this audience who are working in and around business and technology, it means more automation. It means that we're going to double down on investments in different types of technology, whether it be automation at the citizen-led level, where people are looking to redesign work and find productivity, whether it's doubling down on some of the hyperscalers in cloud, whether it's shoring up your cyber resources, whether it's thinking about climate tech. Tech is not going away, and firms are going to embrace that automation. But when you do that, you have to bring people along, and you have to think about the customer experience and the user experience. You have to think about the business case. And so the adoption of the technology is as important as the design. So as we look to wrap up, I want to kind of leave you with some closing remarks and really go back to where we started. The trust agenda is more critical than ever. Business has a role in driving trust in society. It has a role of driving trust in how it executes that purpose, whether you're in pharmaceuticals, whether you're in banking, or whether you're in automotive. Scenario planning is here to stay. Those businesses that invest in that capability with the right mindset, with the right data, with the right collaboration, bringing internal and external data points to bear is going to be critical. You have no choice but to mobilize leaders around your organizations to inspire and engage and enable today's and tomorrow's workforce to drive that productivity. As we think about execution, those businesses that will operate at speed, take some selective risks and take course corrections will be the winners. And finally, because any future of work